Trying to grab all the groceries in one trip? Oof, not how you would have done that. You know sometimes less is more. Like when you drive less and save with the USAA annual mileage discount. USAA. Get a quote today.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Sports Daily. Albrocht and Castor, glad to be here with you today and every day here on KFH and on our video stream now. An exciting new thing we've got going for you. Congratulations to our giveaway winners on our Fast X tickets. Oh, Tommy, Jaykwon Walton has a home. You know, I when I first saw it, I think we both thought the same thing. So somebody sent it to me. Jaykwon Walton is now going to be at UCF. He had trouble in Alabama. They did not end up taking him. Now it's UCF. And my first thought is, oh, that's so juicy of a storyline. He goes back against a rival of the Shockers. And it took me a minute, and it took a reminder that, like, oh, wait, no, that's not right. They're going to the Big 12 now. They're no longer a rival of the Shockers.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. In fact, you sent me that, and my immediate text was, oh, man, what a matchup that's going to be. And I was like, wait, never mind. He'll be in the Big 12. You know, of course, he's a dynamic scorer, right? He can score in a variety of ways. I was disappointing that it didn't work out at Alabama for him and the circumstances surrounding that. I don't know where that stands. I don't know, what UCF, what their level of comfort is with the situation that Walton found himself in Alabama. But regardless, he's committed to them. Looks like they're going to take him as part of the team, and he'll be facing Big 12 opponents this coming season.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it speaks to the caliber, and honestly, like, that's a pretty good get for UCF, right? Like, if UCF needs to step in and, I mean, they're going to be in the conversation for the worst team in the league next year. No offense to UCF, but, like, they're not yet at the place where they'll need to be to compete in a league like the Big 12. Jaykwon Walton's going to help that out. Like, he obviously, Alabama, who was the number one team pretty universally last year, wanted him. So that tells you what he can bring to the table for them. That's a pretty interesting spot for him, and for them to try and stay competitive into that league. What is that? I mean, is it just strictly outside of Houston in Cincinnati and UCF? Are they going to come in and immediately be at the bottom? Like, I've thought so much about Houston and what they add to the league basketball-wise, because I think football-wise they all three add quality to the league. But in basketball, I wonder. Cincinnati's been there and probably will get back there, especially now with the backing of the Big 12. But UCF's never been there, right? UCF's never been that kind of basketball program. And I wonder how they might be able to elevate and get there. And then we see a signing like Jaykwon Walton. And it's like, okay, well, maybe UCF's not going to end up being, an eyesore on the league, and they will be. And it's not that UCF's been a bad program. They haven't been bad at all. They've been okay in the American, but they're not like Big 12 good. I wonder how quickly they can get there and how invested they'll be in trying to do it.
Yeah, they needed to get a marquee signing like Jaykwon Walton. And so, it's kind of like, I guess, Alabama's loss is UCF's gain in that regard. I mean, bringing on Walton, baggage notwithstanding that Walton has. But it is a good get for that program that will be competing against top-tier opponents in the Big 12. As far as other teams, I don't really know where I rank BYU in the Big 12. I don't know. I go back and forth on that. I don't know when they're consistently playing Big 12 opponents. I would put them in the bottom half of the Big 12, but I don't know if I would go all the way, saying that they would be at the bottom. Cincinnati hasn't been good in a couple of years, so I think that they're going to be near the bottom of that conference. But it's going to be I'm really intrigued to see how these new additions to the conference in year number one will be able to find themselves inserted into the standings right away. And if, outside of Houston, if any one of those other three teams, can be able to, at least challenge and win some games in the Big 12.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. This does, though. Like, I don't think Jaykwon Walton's going to take UCF from the bottom to the top. I just wonder, like, as a piece, how much a difference he can make. And it makes me want to go look at, like, what UCF has done. We obviously haven't followed them. and maybe they're not done. And I wonder if they could piece something together. I assume that they can. K-State pieced something together very late in the game last year, and it certainly worked out for them. Now it's like, okay, can UCF do something like that? Can Cincinnati, for that matter, do something like that? Maybe. I think long-term Cincinnati's going to get there. This will help them, if they don't have the right coach, get the right coach and get the right players. I think they'll be okay. But, I think Jaykwon Walton maybe gives us an indication that UCF's not going to mess around in basketball.
And look, Johnny Dawkins is no slouch of a coach. He was at Stanford for a long time. He's led UCF for several years. And I think that schools, the caliber of UCF, they recognize how aggressive they need to be in the transfer portal. And so that's what Dawkins has done in landing Walton. I don't know if he's done. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to end up seeing a more high caliber team.
I don't think they would get Walton if they were done. To say, I think that I think that proves they're ready to be super aggressive, and that's awesome for the Big 12. So I was happy to see that for that regard. We'll obviously see Walton plenty of times. Hopefully, the situation in Alabama ends the right way, and I don't even know where that's at right now. But he's not going to be in the Crimson Tide. He'll be at UCF, the former Shocker. All right, 869-1240 is the number to call. We'll come back. Tom Brady, is he going to be an owner? And it's not on the team you might think. Is it going to be more than an owner? We'll talk about it next on Sports Daily.